Hello everyone and welcome. I'm Kiv, your favorite degenerate, and today I want to give a review about 343's new weapon, the Stalker rifle, because I think that this gun has some serious potential if you can use it well. So as of November 2021, I have to say that this gun is pretty cool and it has some really good counter-sniping ability, but it definitely doesn't have the power or the ability to blow my mind. A sniper rifle in the right hands can really turn the tide and can lead to some insane plays. And I don't feel as if the Stalker rifle has that same ability or even the potential for it for where it's at right now. So that leads me to the first criteria, its killing ability. I mentioned earlier that it has a really good counter-sniping ability, and this is a perfect example of that. You can just decimate people who have a scoped sniper from across the map because you've got that fire rate, which allows you to keep them de-scoped. So if they can't scope in and actually aim at you properly, then they've got no chance of killing you. So even if you hit body shots, you can still take down a sniper pretty well. However, that's kind of where the limits of this gun are. If you're taking on one enemy at a time, at a medium to long distance, it's great, but it just doesn't have the ability to kill multiple targets in a quick, short amount of time that, it just doesn't stack up against the normal UNSC sniper. It just doesn't cut the mustard. As far as the visuals go, it does really echo the Covenant carbine, but it looks as if they've taken the carbine and given it some juicy steroids, but right now, performance-wise, it feels as if it's all show, no go. Despite that, while spending some time with this gun, I was able to pick up a couple of short secrets that I think would help you out if you were to use this gun in-game. One thing I did notice was that you actually don't need to aim directly right on top of someone's head to actually hit the shot. Sometimes this gun, for whatever reason, seems to have a really big hitbox, and I can't explain why that's the case, but as far as I'm concerned, take the win and run. Because it's really good to see a gun that gives you a little bit more allowance, especially when it is a gun that is so vital to hit those headshots with. So that's really good, and it makes the gun quite easy to hit your shots with. The difficult part is being able to hit them all as headshots. Currently, this gun is a 3-shot kill to the head. That doesn't sound all that bad, but when you consider the time to kill of other weapons in its class when you hit your shots accurately, there is a big difference. The sniper, the shock rifle, any kind of significant long-range weapon, if you hit a shot on the head, you are gonna get a kill. But with this gun, you have to hit it 3 times to get the same effect. So it is good if you're versing one enemy, but as soon as that becomes more than one, or you need to take them down really quickly before they drop into cover again, you're gonna have a lot of trouble. When you do nail your shots and you get those perfections, it's really satisfying. But if you don't hit those shots, you're gonna end up with a crap ton of assists. So be prepared for that. Like the sniper rifle, it does have a second zoom option, so if your enemy is pretty far away, you can get a slightly better visual on them, and it will make that a little bit easier to hit those longer distance shots, which is very useful and handy. But that does bring me to the problems with the Stalker rifle. Even though it does have a second zoom, the glint that it gives off is pretty crazy. Because like other weapons in this game, it gives off scope glint for long-range weapons. So in this case, you get a really bright red glow in the distance. So if you are scoping in on a group of enemies, you may actually end up seeing a bunch of them turn around and start shooting at you, because it'll be obvious you're trying to shoot them. So what I would recommend is that you gotta try and play things a little bit more sneaky if you can. I found a lot of success playing objective-based game modes because sometimes when other players are really focused on the objective, they don't notice that red glow in the distance as much. But yeah, Slayer was... it was nowhere near as easy to do that, so I would keep that in mind. Another problem is that it only has 7 shots before the gun overheats, and you have to vent it like every other plasma weapon in the game. That is not good at all, because if you remember, best case scenario, it's gonna take 3 shots to kill someone. So it would be really useful when you've got a whole bunch of enemies that are already weak, but if you do ever come across that golden opportunity, almost any gun in the game would be able to do the same. So it doesn't inspire a lot of confidence in me right now, but in the future, after some work, I think this gun could be really good to use. So I personally think that this gun needs a serious buff. I think it should be able to fire off at least 2, maybe 3 more shots. That way it can start to actually fit the role that I think 343 have been trying to design. So going forward, if I was 343, I would do one of 2 things. I would either increase the fire rate and give it a couple more shots before it overheats, so that way it becomes something a little closer to the original Covenant carbine, or the other thing you could do is slow down the fire rate a little bit more and make it a 2-shot kill to the head, so that way it involves a little bit more skill, but most importantly, it will give a much better gameplay experience to the people who know how to use the gun properly. So because this is a weapon review, what's my final verdict? Well, I think the gun needs some work. I think that for where it is at right now, in the meta, it needs a serious buff. To sum it up in one sentence, I'd rather take a BR or a sniper over this gun any day. But that's my thoughts. Let me know what you all think in the comment section down below. So thank you all for watching, and if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe so we can hit 1K before the end of the year. It's all part of the great journey. So, I've been Kiv, and I'll see you all on the next one.